What is this? Change it.
Alright,
Turn
fine.
on MTV.
Fine.
Imagine a world where humans have established a permanent base on the moon.
Whoa, wait, what is that?
What was that?
Whoa.
Who said that?
When this happens, there will be a need for materials and supplies to be transported from the Earth to the people living on the moon.
Seriously, what is this?
Imagine the day when you yourself could transport your own rover to the moon. As fuel prices continue to soar,
They do make a good point.
Yeah, they do.
and as solar power and capacitors become cheaper, smaller, and more efficient, and as our climate becomes in greater danger, it will become imperative that one day new and innovative ideas for getting to the moon are developed. That day has arrived. Team MAST from the Mitchell Academy of Science and Technology proposes to use a railgun mounted on a spacecraft to transport payloads to the moon. This device will not only lower costs, but also increase the ease of launching materials to the moon. Oh, a railgun! Those work by having one positively charged rail and one negatively charged rail with an armature going across. When a current is passed through the armature, it becomes a projectile, and the forces that it creates can be used to launch payloads. If a railgun was attached to the side of a spacecraft, or if it was kept in space, then it would be way better than wasting a whole rocket any time things need to be sent to the moon.
Well, the railgun must accelerate the payload to a very fast rate. Therefore, the railgun will be quite large. However, it will be significantly smaller than the current rockets that are used. The railgun will need to have an opening into space where the payloads are released and launched. Otherwise, it could go almost anywhere. It will be likely to be on a side of the craft, however not on the outside during launch. It should additionally be contained so it will not affect the crew. There will be heat from the railgun when something is launched, so the railgun should be in a contained tube or outside of the craft. The heat from the railgun can be used to heat the spacecraft, can serve to power something else, or released out into space.
The main market could be NASA and the other market companies who plan on going to the moon. Since NASA plans to have a lunar outpost by 2020, they will need a cheap and efficient way to get food and materials to the lunar surface. Instead of sending a huge spacecraft to low lunar orbit and then returning it to Earth, this idea proposes that food, water, and materials be sent directly to low lunar orbit by themselves. Also, this would reduce weight on spacecrafts because instead of carrying all the food, water, and supplies they need for their lunar outposts in a spacecraft, the railgun could launch the crew food, water, and supplies whenever they need it.
Hi, I'm Kevin off the Mitchell Academy of Science and Technology MAST team. What do you think about using a railgun to send payloads from low Earth orbit to translator injections?
Well, what are some examples of how that's been used before?
Well, railguns are used in many ways, most notably the United States Naval Academy and the United States Navy Research Institute use them to shoot weapons and to use them for cannons. And also, the Superman ride does it.
What do you guys think about using a railgun to transport payloads from low Earth orbit into translator injection?
What can be transported?
Almost about anything, especially necessary materials like water or emergency kits to the astronauts, and you can even make a partnership with Google X Prize to transport your own rover to the moon.
What do you think about using a solar-powered railgun to launch payloads from low Earth orbit to translunar injection?
I think it's a really good idea, especially with the rising cost of fuel and our global climate problems.